The Orthodox look at divorce and marriage and remarriage is so incredibly poorly understood. The caricature, and remember, caricatures are oversimplifications and exaggerations that are never really accurate. So the caricature is that Orthodoxy simply allows for divorce and up to 3 remarriages. And it's not quite that simple. First off, when you're looking at the service of marriage, as we've mentioned in other videos, marriage within the Orthodox Church is not a contract. There are no vows. It is the mystery of Christ and His Church, and the couple are taking what would be a human relationship, and they are brought into, through the mystery of holy crowning, the mystery of marriage, they're brought into being images of that great mystery of Christ and His Church. So they're made imagers of that great mystery of Christ and His Church. What happens is the Church begrudgingly and with deep sorrow and regret admits that sometimes marriages break down, that sometimes because of the frailty and fault of sinful human beings, we don't live up to that high calling, and sometimes relationships really do break down. And so canonically, the justification for ecclesiastical divorce and remarriage after that has been seen as an extreme kind of economia, an extreme leniency. For St. Paul says, it is better to marry than to burn. And there's this idea that since you can't manage to live a holy single life as you should, we're going to give you some leniency because it's better to marry than to burn. That's been canonically the justification. But when you look at the services for a second and a third marriage, they're penitential. They don't include the very joyful elements and very joyful prayers that occur in the original marriage service. That's never repeated. They're simpler, they're shorter, and they're to be done with less fanfare. Like, you're not supposed to have the big to-do affair about it. There's a real sense that something has gone wrong, we're admitting that it's gone wrong, and regrettably, we're charting a plan B to keep you in communion with Christ, but we wish we didn't have to do this thing. Again, if you look at the services of second and third marriages, they're much more somber. They're much more subdued, and the language is much more penitential, because we're admitting that we're only here because something went terribly wrong. Something that should not have failed, and we're asking for Christ's mercy so that these people can still live out their lives, hopefully, in peace and repentance and communion with Him. It's a lot more complicated than just saying, oh, we allow it, or we don't. It's complex, but the canonical answer exists as an attempt to thread the needle for the greater salvation of souls. That's how we've gotten there.